Hello guys, it's call me Deb and Peter. I think I didn't post for a bit long already, and I think I was trying a bit like a little bit fun and short, so kind of like this speedrun. Speedrun is a kind of where we review the code and we're trying to refer to things and learn something from it. So today I will focus on the code smear, which I already have write the article before that. It's written in Burmese. So if you want English, I think I have to. So yeah, let's get it. It's not long, but instead of we using a lot of file coding or the AI generation, but maybe we can learn something by reading the code sometime. So this is what we do today. Okay, let's start it. So okay, there's a code smear things. What we will do there with code smear. So firstly there's a code smear. Code smear is not the bad. It's a kind of sand or the code source that become problem later, so we're trying to solve that before begin the problem. So something like that. For example, long loader like the long method or the large class or something like that. And for example, how to measure is if you go code less WDF per minute, and for the bad code there's a lot more. Okay, so we'll learn more a little bit later. So okay, let's start with this coding. I prepared the send code here. So in this code there will be just PHP code, but I will prepare a little bit how to make this registration user code, make it readable and make it think better. So okay, let's start it. I also prefer this user table schema, so you can just run this schema on the database, and I use PHP MySQL, so you can run here. Also I create that one database and run this code like this, and you get your table here. That's all we needed. So let's try a little bit. So firstly we can see the code. Firstly, whatever we write the code is a registration function, and here we are trying to see what's the complex thing here. Firstly, you can see the validation, the score validation. Second part will be the database connection things, and then another part is the hashing. So hashing like entry in the database things, and then there will be another is the set, something kind of register set and send email, something like that. So we can see the separate thing in the thing is me. There's a you can feed smear now. So the testing that maybe we can create a little bit like SRC. So we put here, so something like that to make it easier. So I will put a little bit to do like a rendezvous, like a dust error. So I'll create the compose the JSON, so we can use the composer for the running the PHP UnitPHP, so we can run the dust key too. Okay. So with the PHP dust key, I had to add on a little bit. You can go to the PHP unit here, and there's if you need installation, you can install the PHP unit here, and this is busy understanding here. You need a PHP 8.2. So I put on the git repo too, so it's easy to follow. And how to write the code here is you can just write whatever you class write. You can write the test key and test this code, something like that. So I use this here. Okay, so before we start that, I'll create another folder called test. So because in the PHP test we can create the test key and create the thing that you want to test, and then okay, let's install that. So PHP version is 8.2. okay, so I want to try to create this and just copy this and install that. Use the PHP unit, right? So install that first, and then we can run the a little bit test case later. So for now we were trying to separate we're trying to make it look good, that's make code fast, so make it functioning a little bit better first. So firstly, we're Firstly, we had the validation part, right? So maybe I'll create the one function called maybe validate, right? Validate user. So user or input something is fine, right? Maybe input the data, and just this data, this part is the validation, right? So I just take it out and put here. So firstly, you separate the thing with the what they do for the coding phase. So this will do only thing is the input the data and validation part only. So I will put this function here, which means this function will run for validation of this code. Okay. Validate code will need the data because I imported it, so we put data here. So another one where we need this connection, right? So maybe I can create another function called connect, maybe connect DB or something. Yeah, for data maybe we don't need this. At least we need to return this connection, then that's all we needed. Or maybe and then we will insert, right, for the insert into the database. Maybe you can create separate to say to DB or something. Go function here. So for this code we need a connection, right? So just run this connection, this return the CNN. So just directly put here. So we got the connection here, and for the data, just easy, just put the data here parameter. We got the data and things stuff. So this part finished. So this part will be the save to DB and put the data here. And the relation finished, right? So the last part will be email successful, right? So we will take it this one too. So for example, we can do the things something like that. Okay, something email something like that. Okay, search with the function and the send. We can email, maybe we can email, make it where we want to send emails, right? So instead of that, maybe we can directly put the email here. So it makes much this functionality or sending email will be done here. Okay, so maybe here, maybe send where can email. So for that thing, maybe we will put the data will be use the email that user want to send, right? So we'll send to this email after this function pass, which means it's successful. So it will be run to the success function. Okay, so which means usually we do like this. I use the spaceful. So for the coding format stem, maybe I will have sent maybe new video for the coding, make it interesting. So we'll call this function here, this one, and for example, okay, just make it like cabling, reduce the cabling, so it's more clear now. Call the validation function and the connect database, and the save in the database function and send this email to the user. This is how when we write the code things, so we have to make it some read everything. Okay, this is the thing how we write the thing. Okay, let me let's make it a little bit more interesting by creating the maybe send the PHP unit or something. So okay, in the PHP unit we can write syntax kit here. For example, add the configuration. Yeah, this one we can use the PHP unit configuration XML. So you just need to do the PHP unit stuff and put the, for example, I want to use this one bootstrap, which means bootstrap is the thing that load the file when you run this is attribute, so you can use in the PHP unit element. And then you can also put the other things like cache starter. I'll use this one color to make the color true, which means when you run the unit you can see with color. And then for example, there's a dust tool, right? that's all. For example, this one will give you all the task case what you need to do and stuff. So I'll create the just simple PHPUnit configuration file. So I prepared send. So usually you can like this. So you can see a few things here. Task case will be run task case and things. So it will make you run able to the PHP task case. Usually how we run the task case is we run the code here. So you need to put the task case and write the simple visit task case for our project. For example, where we test the user registration test.php. So there will be a few task case here. So we can test here. For example, firstly we use the task case, right? So just how you can write the task case. I show the business right in here. You just import the thing and import the task case and write the task case you want to write and run. So okay, let's import this one. So just import this. So our class name is a simple thing, right? So user registration test. Okay, this is what we test. As here we extend the task case if you want to write it, right? So extend the task case. So go create faster, so it will be more faster. So firstly we will to check the task case, and firstly we to check is the validation. In the validation there will be the two validation here. First we check the validation email, and then will be validation and the password. Okay, so I will put the firstly the validation of the email. Okay, validation not much, just the email is something like that. So okay, I think I default you as the full test. So let it be full chain now. Okay, this as here you can see here how it's right test case and things and stuff. So mention, for example, it throw errors. Okay, no, it's a true, we cannot see because we don't have task case and things. So is the throw error, insertion error. We throw the new insertion error. So we need to catch this here. It's throw insertion error. Is cp insertion for, but therefore the validate email invalid email. So this way we check the email validate or not, and then of course this will be exception. What is exception? Expression is the, you are not confused. I will show here. You can, okay, here expression is the you're expecting the exception response from that class invalid request, something like that. So this is what we write in here. So exception will return. So we just expect that expecting the what exception class, which means something like that. Okay, so this will be exception, and there will be exception message here. Exception message means you will get the, if that is invalid, you have to reply in that invalid message. That's all. Exception message, and what they put the exception message is here. In the code you can see here, invalid message response. It's not any other thing. If you put any other thing, it will not work. So okay, so for example, I will put here like this. Let's see. I will put the data. The data will be, for example, data will be what we want to put here. For example, we can see here the data is there supposed to be email and password, because I also created here the email and password that visit things. Now, so that is the validate what you were going to do. Okay, so maybe just not email, something not email, and then passport will be something passport is fine, right? Passport, and then there will be the where you chat the things. What you chat is validate email, right? So we will put the validate email and put the data. So maybe this is the make it readable, so invalidator or something. So you just use the invalidator. So if the pass data, this function should be run, something like that. So let's try this visit thing and maybe on later. For example, we usually run with the vendor. This is what it is PHP pin. When you install the PHP unit here, this is what we want to run, PHP unit, and we run the index file of that here. So this is what we're trying to run. Okay, vendor bin PHP unit. So this is what we want to run. But for the run is I will show a bit how to run the business PHP function, PHP unit here. You can select select the test tool if you want to choose the PHP unit and run like so. This is how you have to run. So I'll run this PHP unit, already have it. So there will be test here, and then no need test. I guess so. Okay, test K, that will be PHP user registration, which is this one. So I run this test K. Okay, no test found is the registration test. Maybe I didn't say yes. Maybe run this test. Invalid email is error found. Okay, I put the test here. Now test is through error. Go and define the invalid user. Invalid user is not existent, or because we need to import the required ones, something like that. Visit directory. This means the visit directory of the project, and maybe remove that and associate user registration, because it's function show and define error and define this user registration functions, which means this function is not defined here. So make it a little smaller. Okay. Okay, make a bigger bit. So .php. So you can, this function will be here. So import that associate user registration here, and then we run this function. So we can run here. It's better to invalid error message. So this is what we get the error message from the invalid. Do the invalid error message for the is successfully ran, right? Okay, so we are trying the that kind of function. Maybe I'll write a little bit more so you can see more things here. So